Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. If you're new, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, and I want to share some of my reading stuff with you. On the channel, I say we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking, all the things in between. And one of those things is sometimes books that I'm reading, my book journal, blah, 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 all things. So I kind of have clips of little reading things happening, and I thought I'd cram them all into one everything reading video maybe. So we're gonna go see a library visit and a library haul. I also have just like a regular used books haul. I think I also might have just a little bit of a reading vlog. I don't know, come along and see. There's a little bit of everything in this video. Okay, I just finished my workout for today, so excuse, but I got 2 packages in the mail from ThriftBooks, and so I wanted to share what we picked up, and then I figured I might as well show you the rest of the things. I picked up a couple books here and there, even though I have no business getting more books. First, there's 2 sitting next to me that I grabbed from the thrift store. This one is one for my kids. It's, I don't know, if you care to see it, probably is more homeschool type thing, but this is the Usborne Illustrated Dictionary of Science. It's a dictionary of science terms, but it's an Usborne book, and those can be pretty costly if you're familiar with them. So originally at one thrift store it was marked $7.99, but at our thrift store that I grabbed it from, it was $1.50. So for $1.50 I figured it was a great reference book to have on hand here at home. So we got that. At the same bookstore, at the same thrift store, when I was looking at books, I found Redeeming Love. I have read this book before. This is by Francine Rivers. I don't think that I realized that this book she wrote, she used to write secular books, and then she went on her own faith journey, and I think this was the first book that I believe, I could be butchering the story, but this is the first book that she wrote after she, oh, it says right here on the back, she wrote for the general market for a number of years before becoming a Christian. Since then, she used her writing as a means of drawing closer to the Lord. So I think this is the first book she wrote after she found Christ, so, or he found her. So I did read this. My aunt lent it to my mom before I was saved, and my mom, I think she read it, and then it was around the house, so then I read it, and I remember it being a moving story and wanting to read the story that it's based off of in the Bible. This is based off of, yes, it's a retelling of the biblical story of Hosea and Gomer, and so I wanted to read that, and it planted a seed. It totally planted a seed. My aunt lending it to my mom, I don't think she realized that happened. I should probably call her and tell her. But anyways, I've been wanting to reread this story, and so I found it at the thrift store. It was $2. Then, since I'm gonna share with you, this is falling down. Let me just, all this, it's wash day too, so there's that. But you don't care about my hair. You're here for the books. Oh, I also had picked this one up. I think I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or a previous book one, but I had checked this out from the library, Stay With Me by Becky Wade. I had read a bunch of Becky Wade's, and I didn't even realize it years ago. And so I started rereading or reading more from her, and this book I checked out from the library, but it was so, my little man is here and he cannot not hum and talk in the background. He's yeah, so anyways, I'm a homeschooling mom. This is gonna happen. I picked it up. It's the first in the Misty River romance series, and I was just falling in love with it, annotating it, not annotating, I wanted to annotate it, but it was a library book, so I was putting post-it notes in it, and so I knew I just had to purchase one of my own. So I got this one from ThriftBooks as well, but that was a different ThriftBooks order. Then I went on to ThriftBooks again, I don't even know why, and I bought a Christmas book. This is for my kiddos. It's a Christmas book, A Mustache Baby Christmas, by Bridget, I'm not sure if we're gonna say it, I'm saying Hios, illustrated by Joy Ang. And this, we read just the Mustache Baby in my son's speech, and we just fell in love with the book. It was so adorable. So we saw they had a Christmas one, and then they have another one, and those are ones we also like to have on our shelf. But for now, we got another Christmas book to add to our collection. And then this is just a workbook that I had been wanting. I'm thumbing through to see, oh, I don't think it was written in at all, except for the dedication page here. This is, it's like it's an inspirational wellness journal. She says it all there. I have been looking at it and eyeballing it, and I never pulled the plug on getting it brand new. So I saw it in ThriftBooks, and I thought, you know, if it's written in a little bit, that's okay. I will go ahead and maybe just write on a different piece of paper. Sorry, I know I'm touching my hair a lot. I'm gonna go wash it after this. But I really wanted it. I saw it on ThriftBooks, and I thought it'd be a good find. So like I said, it doesn't look like that there's any written in on the actual workbook pages, just the dedication page here. And it was someone's surgery scripture from March of 2022. And she has Isaiah 41:13 written in it. For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. I loved used books for this. So I grabbed that too. In the second bag here, oh yeah, this is Sensational Kids, Hope and Help for Children with Sensory Processing Disorder. Oh wow, it's a lot. Oh, so this one has some writing up on top. Oh, sad. I'm not gonna show it, but it has somebody's, I said sad because it's somebody's like picture from school. I'm not going to show the child's face. But it's like those little, when you get your school pictures taken and then you can have a thing printed out and there's like a card on the back. But that was, somebody was using that for their bookmark, I think. What a great idea to use your, like especially for books like this, to use your kiddos' pictures. So as you're reading, you know, I don't know. Let me know if you know. So this is also, this is by, the foreword is by Carol Stock Kranowitz, who is the author of The Out of Sync Child, and I believe I had purchased that one as well. This one is by Lucy Jane Miller, PhD, OTR, all the initials, and yeah, my youngest, if you don't know, is on the spectrum, and we have kiddos that have sensory processing disorder. So I picked this up to read and hopefully better understand. And then last one for this segment here. For Mother's Day, I asked for these. At our local Costco, they had the Jane Austen collection, a boxed collection of her books. And I read Pride and Prejudice a couple of years back now and absolutely fell in love with it. I started rereading like all the retellings of it. And so I asked for the box collection and I got it from my family. And I just, let me show you like one of these books, how adorable the size is. So this is Sense and Sensibility. It's such a cute little size book. Like it's perfect. It's kind of smaller print though, so there's that. But it comes with Sense and Sensibility, Persuasion, Mansfield Park, Northanger Abbey, Pride and Prejudice, and Emma. And then it also has a journal that has lined paper, but it also has like quotes in it. And then it has you know, excerpts. Is that the right way to say it? Excerpts from the book. Those are also new and added to my collection. I think those are all the new books I got. I know I grabbed a couple more books for my kiddos when we were at the thrift store, but those are kiddo books. I have right now too many books on my currently reading. Maybe I'll go over that with you in a second and see what the plan is for that. But I need to dive into all of them. There's just so many good books to be read. Wow. Where do I find the time? So those are the new books we've gotten. Okay, so here's one of our book orders that arrived early, which was exciting. Another order from Book Bundler. My son and I decided that we were going to buy this 50 books, Archie comics, 50 books, because I used to read these as a kiddo, and we can't find them anymore. And the ones we do find are super expensive. So we paid, I think, like $59 for the box, which was a lot, which was why my oldest and I went half on it. But here is 50 of our comics. This is how it came packaged. There's a picture of it on their website, and it said the ones as is. They look like they're all in pretty decent. These are the ones that I like remember. So he's excited because he's not been feeling well, and now he has something to say and keep him company. Although I feel like he's well enough to do school because we homeschool, but that's a topic for another day. Anyways, so here's some, he did math. Here's some of the odds and end book hauls that we've been getting. Okay, I know it's quite the hairdo, but I just threw it up because it's getting warm out here. Stopped at the library. I had no business checking out books because I have so many books at home that I need to finish reading, but of course I picked up a few anyways. So let me show you. Trying to find mine versus my kiddos, because I checked out a few books for my kids as well. Both, actually just my littles. I didn't check out any books for my teen because he is with me, so he can do that if he wants some there. I think that's it. So I checked out 4. The first one is Circling Back to You by Julie Tai. Oh, I'm gonna look it up and then see maybe, but she also wrote The Donut Trap, and I read that. It's actually in the back here. I read that and really enjoyed it. So when I saw this on the shelf next to The Donut Trap and it was the same author, I thought I'd pick it up and see if this one was enjoyable as well. Then I got A Guide to Being Just Friends by Sophie Sullivan. Sorry, this one is about 2 people who don't want to be in a relationship. They just want to be friends. So of course, what could go wrong? And then this one, Circling Back to You. This one seems like a friends to lover type trope. Cadis Lim is a behind-the-scenes number cruncher, and her favorite co-worker and co-conspirator Matt, they go back to their hometown, and Matt has to pretend to have a girlfriend to get his parents off his back. So fake dating, friends to lover, we love to see it. Then we love to see it. I clearly have been watching Book Lover Amanda videos. And then Throwback. This was on in the teen section actually, and it was in the new pile. This one is about a mother and a daughter. The daughter just does not understand the mom at all. The mom grew up in the 90s. She was a cheerleader, and she was, I think it says, so the mom is first generation Korean American. She was a high school cheerleader, and she wants Sam to do all the things as well, and Sam doesn't want to do that. Something happens where Sam, the daughter, goes back in time to the 90s and meets her mom, and it's just a great, I thought it would be just a great flashback to the 90s. I grew up, I graduated late 90s, so that's aging me, but I don't care. So I thought that would be a fun read as well. And then I checked out The School for Good and Evil. I have read this before, so this will be a reread for me, but my son, we are going to watch the movie that came out, and so I read it so long ago that I want to reread it before we watch the movie. So my son is actually reworking his way through the series. This is one of the series that both he and I have agreed on, and are at a stage where we can both read the same kind of books. Some books, this is one of the series. Do you know what I'm trying to say? One of the few series both my teen and I can read. So I checked out, they had the first book here at the library, so I checked it out too. I do want to purchase these for us eventually. I haven't bit the bullet yet because I want the series to match, and it's a big chunk out of budget. Yeah. So anyways, these are what I got from the library. I thought I'd just show you a quick library haul. It is a really nice day. The sun is playing peekaboo with the clouds out, and so I thought I would sit down outside the library and read for a little bit. Yeah, but it's busy. Everybody has that idea, so I'm not sure that I'll film that. And then, of course, right after I said that it was such a lovely day out, the wind picked up and the clouds really started rolling in and rain came down. Shortly after the rain, it literally hailed. So I'm glad I stayed in the car. Okay, let's start with the books that are by my bed. These two books are library books. This one I picked up for the Southern Charm Readathon. Wasn't sure which cozy mystery I wanted to read. I ended up reading a different one, but then I still had this one on checked out. And because I had heard so much about it, I thought maybe I would try to pick it up and read it, but it's still sitting here. Same with this, Let It Be Me by Becky Wade. I picked it up because I have been reading Stay With Me, and this is the next book in the series, so I thought I would finish this a lot faster, but I'm really savoring this one and going through it as, well, I went through a good chunk last night, but I'm going through it. Oh my gosh, the words. Let me finish the coffee. I was going through it kind of slowly. So I didn't get to this one as fast. So I still have this checked out as well. I actually thought I returned these books and I would pick it up at a later time, but I didn't. So they're still sitting here. This one is sitting next to my bedside because, like I said, I picked it up last night and was reading some more. I am kind of going through and annotating a little bit of this just because it's just, oh, such a good read. This is definitely, I mean, just so good. So much in there. Anyways. Then I also have an Archie comic next to my bedside because my son and I, as you saw, we purchased a big set of them, a big box set, or not a set, but a big box of them. And yeah, and so nostalgia. So I had asked him to pick me one out, one that was a little bit more summer type read. And so this is the one he picked out for me, and this is next to my bedside as well. And then lastly, I have a Throwback, which was part of the library haul, because when I went to the library, my son was actually meeting a group there for a few hours, and I had intended to bring one of the books I had already started reading and was going to try to finish it up, but I didn't. I forgot it in the trying to get out the door hustle and bustle. So I went into the library and checked out more books, and then I started reading one of the books. So I added another to my currently reading. So let me tell you what we're currently reading. We're currently reading this one. Currently reading Stay With Me. I also have been currently reading, I mean, can we call it that if you put it down for like a month? Atomic Habits. I know that this book, people are like, it changed my life, you should read it. And so I bought it, and I've been reading it since Thanksgiving. I remember because I started it on Thanksgiving. And I did start to annotate and make notes in this one too, but then I just fell off. And so now I'm just like, I just have to finish it because I need to finish it because it just needs to be done. Another book similar to that. So another one similar to that is Smart But Scattered. I'm looking down because I put it down somewhere and I don't even know where it is. That's how long I've been reading this book. This book, though, is more of a research, I would say, type of book. It's you can read it cover to cover, but it's not. It's nonfiction. So it really, you could skip around too and just take out the pieces that you need to that would apply to your kiddo, or that if you were reading it just for like research, then I would, suggest going all the way through. But I've been slowly working my way through that, and I just kind of want to finish it because I have been going through it so slowly. And there are also other books, like the book that I just bought, that I want to dive into, but I feel like I can't dive into that one until I finish the other one, but clearly I need to find it first before I can finish it. So on my Storygraph, it says I am currently reading 6 books, which is a lie because I actually have more books in the current reading. Let me know when you can pause it. Like, I also picked up To All the Boys I've Loved Before on the way out one day just to have a book to read, and I was in between library books. I didn't have a bunch checked out, so I grabbed that book so I would have something to read, and I started it, but then I didn't finish it, so it's still like on my currently reading. So there's that book on there. And then a digital read, Sun Kissed by Casey West. I sometimes will like to have the reading light turned off so that it's not bugging my husband or not as bright for him when we're going to sleep or whatever. Or like yesterday, I left again and I forgot to grab a book for me. I grabbed books for my kids. We were gonna go somewhere and we had to wait for a while. I grabbed books for my kiddos and things for them to do. And I left my book sitting on the couch. In fact, when I came home, that's where it was. And I was like, yep. So I have a digital read on my phone for occasions as such. So that's also a book I'm reading. But like I said, it's a lie because I also started Permission to Offend by Rachel Luna. This is another nonfiction book. I actually was a part of her journaling program for a while, a few years back, which is why I picked it up, because I knew her. I used to follow her when I was on Instagram, and I like her. She has an amazing story. Her journey is just wow. And she does give credit and praise to God, but I will say that she does believe in manifesting and journaling, and manifesting through journaling and speaking out and making it happen in that way. And so that sometimes will lean a little bit too on the like new age spiritual for me. So I just take what I could take from it and then leave what I need to leave. But I picked it up because I know she had been working on this book for a few years, and I was so excited to see that it was out and it was in my library, and so I grabbed it and I started it, but I just started it, and like a million other books it feels like. And then also I forgot to add on there The Hiding Place by Corrie ten Boom. It says with John and Elizabeth Sherrill. This copy that I have it says it's like a special crusade edition, and it's an older book. But I'm reading this with one of the ladies that I used to have Bible study with. We're on break right now for the summer, and we wanted to continue on with the fellowship and meeting, and so we decided we would do a book reading study together. And this was the book that she suggested, and I have had it on my to-be-read list for years, but because it is such like a heavy topic and a heavy read, I think I've kind of put it off. So I thought, what better time than to read it alongside with someone. And so this one, I am currently reading, but I'm reading on like a schedule with someone else. So like a buddy read, I guess you would say. So I think that's all the current readings. I think what I need to do, because we're already at the time of filming, like the 6th of June, and I want to get these books. Like I need to get my to-be-read, not my to-be-read. I was gonna say I need to get my to-be-read list like shortened, but like let's get real, that's probably next to never gonna happen. But my current reads, it's scattered and it's all over, and just mentally feel like it needs to be smaller. So my goal for June, I think, is gonna be to finish off some of these current reads. That'll be my pile. I mean, there are piles of possibilities with all these books that I just got in, but to shorten it, can I say I have like all of these piles of possibilities, and then my to be read is what's my current reading? We're gonna say that. Anyways, if you stuck with me this far in this chaotic video, thanks so much for hanging out with me. It's kind of a little bit of everything reading in here video, so I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, would you be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not, for more inspiration amongst our chaos. And as always, thank you so much for watching. But more importantly, in case you don't know, or you just need to be reminded, may be the one to tell you that you are deeply and truly loved and so, so appreciated. Again, thank you for hanging out and spending your time with me.